Hello. I'll learn to wait for her to finish talking before I start talking. So hello, everyone, and welcome to the Unite Show. My name's Crystal. This is my partner, Shine, and together we are Unite. Here today, you are in for a special treat. This episode is called Crypto for Change, and we have 5 amazing panelists who are going to be here. We're going to get to pick their brain a little bit. And then we're also going to have space for some Q&A where you guys get to pick their brain and ask your crypto blockchain questions of these 5 amazing guys who are all using crypto in the real world now. So yay, we are excited. If you don't know, the Unite Show is every week. We've just moved to Wednesdays from Tuesdays. So please do follow us and check us out. We have different themes every week. And one of the things we love to do on the Unite Show is start grounding everybody in, getting us all present with some amazing music. So one of our crypto dudes is also an amazing musician, and he's going to start us off with a little bit of his work. So Ramayan, please give us a little taste of your sound. And if everyone else would mute, that would be amazing.
So good to be here with you all. So my music, I do a whole fusion of everything from devotional kirtan to mantras to R&B to hip-hop to singer-songwriter. And I see the same thing in this crypto space, really, where you have people who are in it because they're devoted to something greater than themselves. And then you have some people who are in it who are just devoted to themselves and see it as an opportunity to just get rich quick. And that's the nature of this human consciousness, is you got all types. But I'm specifically offering this to those who really give a shit and who are here to make some actual change and use this technology to create a better future for humanity. And you can do well while you're doing that. So it's for you. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. Giving your light, asking nothing in return. Giving your light, asking nothing in return. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. Om Bhurбhuva Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. That's nothing in return. Om great Surya the sun, thank you for shining your light on us. May we learn to become like you and shine our light, asking nothing in return. Invite everybody to take a deep breath in to our bellies and deep breath out. To just let go of the day. Allowing your attention, your presence to just drop in fully into this moment. Chant is called the Gayatri Mantra, and what it means, Om Bhur Bhuva Svaha, the three worlds in which we dwell, our multidimensional reality. Tat Savitur Varenyam, I am like that effulgent light from the sun. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. This is a mantra and an invocation to the sun. Rumi once said, the earth never says to the sun, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. And so the yogis have always looked at the sun as a role model for unconditional love. For that which gives, asking for nothing in return, which gives indiscriminately, understanding that true act of the enlightened consciousness is to give, knowing that we are unlimited. And that really plays into crypto a lot, because we know how to press a button and create an unlimited store and source of value, but that implies a lot of responsibility. And so it's beyond time for those who are aligned to the Dharma, who are here to create vehicles of service, to really learn how to support each other at creating these vehicles for the good of the whole. And we are part of the whole, so we will benefit irrevocably. And I believe those are the projects in this space that are going to truly succeed. And that's why I'm here. Because Shine and Crystal are also models of those beings, and I trust that in them. So good to be here with each of you. Thank you for giving me some space to just share a little mantra music with you. Blessings.
Thank you so much, brother. So beautiful. So good to feel your heart. We haven't had a live Ram Kirtan in years.
We have
That was epic.
missed you.
Thank you. That was so beautiful.
Everyone who's tuning in live on any of our live streams, please do join us on the Zoom so you can see who else is talking. We just heard from Ramayan, who's an amazing musician. Angie is just now sharing the Zoom link in the live stream so you can join us here. Please come say hi. We'd love to see you. We're going to move along to our little quick connection with our community. So we are going to just do a quick, to give our panelists a little sense of why you're here and what you're excited about. We're just going to start with a quick, you can say, hello, your business's name and something you're excited to learn or hear about today on the call. So for example, a lovely little intro would be, hello, my name is Crystal. I am part of the Unite team, co-founder, and I am really excited to be on this call to hear all the different ways that crypto and blockchain are being used for good in the world. So that's my excitement and juice for today. So we'd love to hear from anyone who wants to share why you're here, what you're excited about, so our panels can get a sense of that. And then we will have Q&A time as well. So if you have a question, please hold on to it and we will get that answered in a little bit. So jump on in, and don't, panelists, you don't need to introduce yourselves yet. We're gonna step in with you after we've heard from anyone else in the community who wants to share.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the happy faces. Aw, Kathleen, Kira.
Who's doing it?
We'll jump in if no one else is going.
Do it, my friend.
Do it, Curtis.
My name is Curtis. I am the Adventure Alchemist. I've been bringing spirituality and adventure together in my life. Just that's the way I've lived, and now I'm creating that in the world. And so I feel like there's magic there. There's magic in the space of crypto, in the world of unlimited possibility. And I'm just curious to see how crypto adds to what I'm already exploring.
Love it. Thank you,
Beautiful.
Curtis. Anyone else like to jump in?
It's not mandatory.
Not mandatory. We're happy to get into questions if you don't want to share, but we'd love to hear from you. Oh, Kaisa, are you going to share? You have to unmute.
Yeah, I was trying to unmute. My name is Kaisa. I'm a transpersonal counselor, and I get really excited supporting people to move through their adversities in life, as I have moved through mine, still do. With Shine's hand holding, I have been venturing into the world of crypto, and it really, I get very excited about it, and it's overwhelming and confusing. So I'm really happy to be here and learn more. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Anyone else going to jump in?
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Excellent. Now listen,
Just a
all
moment.
of you are laying here right now.
Which one is this?
You know you're doing well when you're getting Zoom.
Close your camera.
Just a moment. Angie will remove them for us. I think you can just delete them. Thank you, Angie.
That's what happens when you post Zoom links on Facebook.
Exactly. Normally we do okay on Facebook. Normally we do okay on Facebook. It's actually Twitter, which is the worst. So we've learned not to put our Zoom link there. And now, Joy, now that you guys have had a lovely introduction, please carry on.
Yeah. So my name is Joy, and this is my brother Danny, and we have another two younger brothers as well, and we're all very drawn towards this whole crypto, very divinely guided towards it, a few cryptos in specifically. But it's just so nice since we're always manifesting different types of abundance into our life, but finally we have some sort of financial abundance that we could be shifting timelines here. And really our absolute goal in life is to help better this environment, help better the earth. So money and crypto is just a way to speed up timelines, and we're just so excited for what the future holds. And it's just such an honor to be here with other spiritually like-minded individuals, and we all have a common goal, common interest. And yeah, it feels so good. Thank you so much to everyone for being here. Ramayan, that was such a beautiful introduction, brother. Wow, that was so nice. Such an honor to be here, and looking forward to hearing from the speakers.
Yeah, and I'm just here for Sebastian's beautiful face, so I'm waiting. No, I'm joking.
Sebzi, I don't know if Sebzi's coming on. Is he?
I haven't seen him. Someone text him.
He's traveling today, I believe, from Dubai. But
Thank you guys.
There you go. Yeah, I think a mashup, Ramayan and Joy and Dana would be a beautiful thing. They're beautiful, amazing kirtan. You guys get some beatbox and some stuff in there too. So yeah, I feel like you guys are like soul brothers, and it would be a beautiful mashup. So one day we'll host an event and smush you guys together.
Sweet.
Yay. Would anyone else like to share? Hello, yes, Marina. Are you?
Marnie.
Well, Marnie, welcome.
It's Marnie Chunka. Can you hear me okay?
Oh yeah.
I'm outside. So hi Ramayan, hi Shine, hi Crystal. It's so nice to see you guys. And I'm a bit on the move, so I might be on and off the video, but I really want to listen in. And I've touched into crypto a little bit. I don't know too much about the coins that are not Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm interested to learn about smaller coins, but I also don't know too much about decentralized system and blockchain technology. And so all of that interests me to just know a little bit more. I know very little about it, and I just like open to learning as much as I can so I can be a little bit more intelligent with it.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So exciting.
So nice to see your face.
You too. Hugs.
Hey, Harmony. Everyone, we're just doing a quick, 30-second intro of your name and if you have a business and one thing you're excited to learn about around crypto tonight.
Yeah, so if you want to share, we'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, we are happy to roll along into our panel. So looks like Kira's gonna share.
Hi, everyone. I'm an empowered communication mentor. I help people to see how the communication they're having with themselves and all the aspects of themselves is affecting the communication with those others in their lives. And I am here tonight because I'm crypto curious.
Best.
I happen to like alliteration. So,
we need t-shirts.
Yeah. So I know, right? Like I'm crypto curious. So how about you? But I'm not really good with like finance and like all this kind of banking money stuff. Like blockchain, it just generally tends to go over my head. So I like to hear some like real people talk about it and hopefully maybe kind of grasp it a little bit better. So yeah.
Woohoo! Yay! Yeah. Well, we definitely have 4 amazing real people here to share and wow and enlighten us, I'm sure. Would anyone else like to say hello to anyone who's tuning in on one of our live streams there? Please do check out, the link is shared in the comments here, or send us a message if you're looking for the link, and you can join us on the Zoom and get your questions answered. You can even post your questions in any of our lives as well, and we will get to those shortly. So yeah, we are excited to continue on and bring about some crypto blockchain magic together. So yeah, you have some.
Harmony.
Oh, go Harmony.
I just want to say hi. I can finally make it. And I'm quite crypto curious. I know bits, but it still hasn't like sunk in, and I'm actually working on a project and have a bunch of wallet, and I actually don't even know how to need it. I don't know how to take it out and all that stuff. So it's pretty funny. I feel like I've been thrown into the deep end. I don't really know what's going on. So yeah. And I'm also doing the project that
we're losing you a bit, Harmony.
Privacy and security. So of course, crypto is like totally tied into that. Oh,
you cut out there. So we heard you're doing a project and that was it.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm doing a project on online safety and security around kids and kind of directed at educators and parents and caregivers. So crypto feels really tied into that. And blockchain specifically. So yeah, I'm excited.
Woo.
Woo.
Thank you for being here.
If anyone else wants to share, you can do the little hand thing or just unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Or is it this one?
There you go. Raise your hand. Okay. We will carry on, I think.
Hello.
Oh, Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Jen.
I just want to say hi. I'm Jen. I'm part of the Unite team, and I would also say I'm crypto curious. I love that term. That's so good, Kira. And that's why I'm here. I just want to learn more. And yeah, I just want to learn more. Shine's been teaching me lots, and my partner's sister actually has been as well. And so I'm just looking forward to learning.
Beautiful.
Learning.
I saw the crypto market went up a little today, and I'm sure it's in direct correlation to having the Unite show. on crypto. So you're welcome, everyone.
Exactly. Yeah. We're sending all the good vibes that direction.
Amazing.
Do you want to get us started? Andy?
Yeah, anyone else? I think we're good. Awesome. Well, what I would love to start with is if any one of our speakers, if you just feel inspired.
Do we want to introduce them all?
They'll do themselves. I don't know if you want to. But any one of our speakers, if you feel inspired, just share a little bit about what's your name, what's your business, and what's your why. Why did you get into this, and how do you see it impacting the world in a good way?
Well, I'll go first.
Please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Akshay Gupta. I'm founder and CEO of BitHappier. I'm so blessed to share this space with all of you. The company BitHappier is a digital health, art, tech startup where our bigger goal is to pioneer the future of mental and emotional health of millions of people around the world using visual art. And as we are doing this, of course, blockchain is the foundation of our platform. And also we are exploring other technologies. I personally feel life is all about aligning your purpose with passion. And here at BitHappier, my team and I are very excited to bring that change to a lot of people. So looking forward to learn from each one of you and go from there. Thank you.
Amazing. And BitHappier it's like an art marketplace where the art can be an NFT, and it helps with tracking digital footprint, so that if someone is sharing an artist's print somewhere, you can see that and ask them to whatever. So it's like it's for artists and art connoisseurs, right? That's like part of it.
Yes, absolutely. And also, we are also connecting art therapists and all the mental health workers that could help a lot of people with their mental and emotional health. So we are very excited. And like I said, it's all about aligning purpose with passion. And I'm an amateur artist too. So I feel artists, we all are very high on our emotional intelligence, and we have a very important role to play in this world. Because a lot of people need a lot of love and healing. So here we are to bring that change. So yeah, we're very excited. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, all right, who feels excited about going next? Thanks, James, by the way, for welcoming everyone in the chat. What a sweetheart.
I think that's a new role we're gonna get. Someone just to welcome everyone.
I love it.
Hey guys, Ashton Addison here. Founder of EventChain, blockchain secured event ticketing, utilizing blockchain to solve counterfeit ticketing issues and ticket scalping, so that nobody ever has to go to an event and worry about buying a ticket that isn't real. And it happens to tens of millions of people every year. It's happened to me before personally, and a lot of my co-founders, where you buy a ticket secondhand and it ends up being fake. And not only is your money gone, but you're not allowed into the event. So that was a horrible experience that led me to thinking, hey, blockchain would be the perfect solution for solving this issue by creating the tickets into digital scarce assets that we can easily have on our phone and verify on the blockchain to prove that they're real, and also to solve the inequalities of artists in the event world. Often the ticketing companies, the venues, the managers, everyone wants a cut of the revenues, and often the artists aren't. There's so many starving artists, and it's like there's so many fans, myself included, that wish we could give back to the artists more directly, and removing a lot of the intermediaries using blockchain technology and allowing artists to get more of a share of what they deserve using the blockchain is also a secondary major benefit on top of this counterfeiting issue, all that can be solved by integrating the blockchain. And even further than that, utilizing NFTs to bring royalties, and not just for the tickets, but for the music, for the memorabilia, for exclusive access for artists, is something that's really exciting. and is just getting started in the music and entertainment industry. And that is our platform on eventchain.io. I also am a YouTuber. I've been studying blockchain and creating video content for the past 7 years under Crypto Coin Show. If you are looking to learn about more crypto projects, I'm interviewing startups and founders of small cap crypto projects, large cap projects, new blockchain protocols, new use cases in different industries, and how blockchain can apply to real estate, to logistics, supply chain, to giving back, to DeFi protocols, to NFTs. Always doing a lot more videos, and I'm really excited for all the different use cases that are coming out right now in the space. And you can see all those videos as well by searching Crypto Coin Show on YouTube or searching Ashton Addison on YouTube, and you'll see those videos. And I also do syndicate the channel to Reuters, Insider Financial Network, and Investment Pitch Media. So it goes out to a couple other traditional financial channels as well. And I am personally excited. A lot of the projects that I've been looking at recently are starting to combine NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which we can get into, with DeFi, which is decentralized finance and financial tools and products to allow these NFTs, say you have a piece of art from an artist or a song, you can actually monetize off of that and use financial products to lend it out to somebody to earn interest, to break it down into divisible millions of parts and sell pieces of it to other people. There's so many different little financial tools you can make with these digital assets that are still at their infancy. And I'm really excited for how all of that goes. And yeah, just super excited to be here. Thank you so much for the Unite team for putting this together, and looking forward to this panel discussion.
Amazing.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was awesome. I'm guessing a lot of people's minds were just like, what? Because that was a lot, but you did great. That was amazing.
I appreciate you putting in the little, what is an NFT? Because I'm still learning that one. And so tell us again, NFT,
non-fungible token.
Feasible. What's that mean?
Non-fungible token. Essentially, it's where fungibility means that you can interchange one currency for another, right? So Bitcoin, for example, every Bitcoin, there's 21 million Bitcoins. The first Bitcoin and the second Bitcoin are interchangeable. They're exactly the same. Whereas a non-fungible token means that it's a unique item itself. So if you have a ticket for a concert, that is now a token on the blockchain that makes it unique, that it's non-fungible because it's not a currency that can be exchanged for other currency that's the same. It's a unique entity in itself, although it's still a blockchain asset. So you can have, an artist can create 10 limited edition LP albums that they release as a non-fungible token. And if you have ownership of that token, you can then prove that you have that specific rare album, and you could put it up on a marketplace and resell it, and the artist could get royalties to it, or you could lend it out and earn interest on that, and a variety of other tools. So yeah, very exciting.
That was such a good explanation. I've had it explained to me several times, and that's the first time I think I really got it. So I mean, I knew it basically, but now I'm like, oh, now I get it.
And
thank you.
And then there's the smart contracts, which I know Rom is a big believer in and is part of his platform. Rom, do you want to share a bit about Veeam and smart contracts and how NFTs and things work?
Sure. Just connecting something on the Fairy Creek blockade right now. It's a whole other subject, but wow, that was great, Ashton, and it's perfectly tagged into what we're doing because we've solved for that. We have an entire system that solves copyright on the internet through NFTs and through DeFi. So we've been building an engine doing exactly that, so that copyright holders can actually own their copyright and not just fractionize it out, but what we're doing is we're unlocking the remix economy specifically. So we've created new Creative Commons licenses. And so for those who aren't aware of what the Creative Commons is, it was a kind of a response to the heavy-handed copyright laws that were in place that were stopping the remix and reuse of content, especially in a fair use scenario. And so this incredible human created these license agreements where you could put your content up and other people could give you attribution or give you specific ways that content could be used. The problem is that there's no way to track it, there's no way to trace it, and there's no way to actually really monetize it. So people would just take this content, use it, monetize it, and the original creator would still get nothing. So the Creative Commons in that sense got broken, and it led to rampant copyright theft, and the Creative Commons in terms of video and audio basically is non-existent at that point. So you have these stock libraries and these, you know, which are great, but a very, very small fraction of the content available. And then the rest of it, there's really no way to remix and reuse it legally and effectively. So we've solved for that using our blockchain. And Veeam, so that blockchain protocol is called Voltage, and Veeam is the first app on that protocol. And Veeam stands for video meme. And so if you've ever been on TikTok, you've seen a video meme. That's what a TikTok essentially is. So we've created one that is all legal licensing, legal remixing, as well as the ability to buy, sell, and trade your remix content. And everybody in the whole value chain of creation gets rewarded for that. So what this will do is it not only will bring remuneration back to the whole creative economy and value this type of work as pop art, which it is. We hope to be able to create almost a standard UBI for content creators as part of our real goal with Voltage, and to transform copyright theft into something that makes it easy for people to do the right thing with a few clicks of their buttons. And we think that this is going to support the unlocking of culture, because remix culture is basically a language today. People use memetics as a language, and when that language is throttled, then you limit expression. And so that's part of what Veeam is doing.
Amazing. Wow.
That's so good.
That's fun. That sounds like a pretty big thing that's gonna like have a big impact, because that's a thing right now. And so, wow, I applaud you. I'm sure it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, yeah. So we've the stage we're at right now is we're planning to launch our MVP in August. So we're pretty excited. We completed our first round of our private token sale. We're on our second round now. And that's where we're at.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's
Congratulations.
so valuable. As an artist myself, and I do lots of digital art, I'm happy to create things and share them. And I love to be able to use other people's work, but I would love to be able to acknowledge it. And it's really, really hard to ever find, where did this originally come from? Who is the person? No matter how much you search, you can't find who produced that original piece a lot of the times. So for me, I'd love to like use my work, what I put out there, but it would be so nice to be able to even just track it and see who's enjoying it and what else it's being repurposed for, and who's got a similar vibe and wants to connect or co-create as well. I think it's just going to be so much more fun than that kind of, for me, it just feels like you make it and then you put it out there and that's it. And really to have that way, like you said, where it can be tracked, shared, and monetized, of course, and respectfully used or not used based on, you know, how people feel about it. So yeah, I love it.
That's so cool. And are you using the tokens, like if someone likes a post on Veeam, then there's a financial exchange happening?
No, we're not doing that because we don't believe in incentivizing actions that people would do anyways. I think that actually creates, really, if you look at game theory, that creates a negative draw. And I think that's part of the problem with token economies today, is when you do that, we're trying to create a Nash equilibrium in our content, which basically says that eventually we want one token to be worth the exact amount it takes to upload, mint, store on IPFS, and do the transaction itself, so that there's actually parity between the true value and the true network effect and the actual token itself. So we've designed our tokenomics to do that. And one thing we also have is we have a creator DAO. So we've called this the Memes Will Save the World DAO. And we're actually pooling together a fund where content creators, as they're creating content, they actually get a governance token. So we have a utility token and a governance token. So if you create more content, you have more say in the network, and you can use that say to actually decide where you want to fund creative efforts. So you have hundreds of millions of tokens sitting there in the DAO that you're like, I really believe in Fairy Creek Blockade. Let's do a meme storm. Let's have 1,000 of the top memers in the world produce the best content for it and create a prize pool for that content, and actually incentivize creativity through the creator DAO. So that's what a lot of our token ecosystem is built around.
so that artists can earn money through like Beam tokens for creating content. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Wow.
Very cool.
I'm excited to see it. I'm still, it's like, it's all so new and it just feels like it's going to take a minute to sink in, but I love it.
It is, you know, and part of the challenge, and I don't want to take up too much more space, but part of the challenge today is what our goal is with Veeam is to make it seamless for the end user. And so I believe the biggest challenge in crypto is actually just UI UX. I truly believe that. And that the only bridge that's stopping adoption is heavy-handed UI UX that makes people jump through a lot of hoops to do simple basic actions. If you can strip that down, then you can bridge that, A, and B, people haven't figured out how to do it on the App Store yet. So there's no real utility on the App Store. It's only web-based platform. So we're cracking both of those codes at once. So it's a lot of work to get here, but someone's got to do it.
The crypto space needs an iPhone to make it simple. So like, I got it.
We want people to just use it like they use social media, and oh my God, tokens look like points. That's it.
That's so cool. I mean, we paid some coaches and actually got handheld through the stages of buying our first cryptos and trading and all this stuff. And it's a thing. Like, it's like, it would be really hard to figure that out on my own without knowing any of it, like transferring it over to our crypto wallet, you know, like cold storage. It's a lot. And it's like that, and it goes to show just how early it is today, even though this has been going on for a minute. So
yeah.
Cool. James is one of the, I don't know if founder is the right word, but he's a big part of the team at Flashcoin and many other projects. James, please share a little bit about what you're up to.
I had to try to unmute it, right?
There we go. Found you.
Did it work?
Yeah,
Okay,
we can hear you now.
My name is James, and I identify as a crypto curiosity.
Wow.
Can be found in the Crypto Curiosity stores.
That's a new dating app. Crypto Curious.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm just probably going to do a lot more listening than I do talking, right? God gave me 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you know I'm really excited to see who's on this panel here and what they've got to offer. You know, Flashcoin's been around for a number of years now. I think it's really cool that there's so many new synergies with all these great creative and fun ideas. I've been in crypto for going on 8 years now and seen quite a bit. I've been involved in the Bitcoin ATM machines. I've been doing OTC. I've built exchanges, you know, spoken on conferences around the planet and stuff. It's all really fun and really cool. But I think a lot of this stuff, when you're talking about prizes and incentives and earning, you know, we've been calling it bounties for the last 10 years. And, you know, when Bitcoin was originally developed, they paid in bounties, which a lot of people who work on Bitcoin still get paid in the actual token itself. So that kind of stuff's been around a long time. To give it a new fancy name is cool. And that's always fun because it's, you know, creates a new vibrancy and a new enthusiasm. And maybe, you know, it might open some people's ears to something that was foreign or maybe sounded different to them in the past. I think it's awesome that there's so many different verticals that people are going on these days. You know, I love what Ashton is doing with his chat groups and educating people. That's super, super important. And I'm just working on an MOU right now with a group out of Kenya that has over 555,000 students in 8 different countries that have used digital platforms for learning, which is their phone. And Raman, how do you say it? Ramayan, sorry, Ramayan, yeah. We all love ramen, but we also love Ramayan. But when you talk about UI, user interface, you mentioned iPhone. Well, we learned a long time ago that one click is, you know, should get you to a destination instead of a riddle. And so we've got a map in our app that you can actually see live people all over the planet who are having that same experience. We're in Washington State, we're in Venezuela, we're in Costa Rica, we're in Peru, we're in Ghana, Nigeria, Romania, India, Vietnam, Australia, right? And the cool thing about that is it's point and click. What do you want to do? Do you want to, you know, get involved with Akshay's group? Well, you can chat with them in a peer-to-peer marketplace that's, you know, that's safe and secure and that's it's simple as text. If you wanted to share anything, you know, it's just a really exciting time. And, you know, I don't want to tout what I've been doing because I've been doing it for a long time. I've always been a big fan of Crystal and Shine, and, you know, one of the earliest supporters and you know, benefactors, if for lack of choice of better words. I'm always loving what they're doing. And anywhere that we can be involved in sharing and caring in the space, you know, Flashcoin was created for one reason. You know, there's obviously a lot of verticals that have happened since we started, but the initial purpose was for microtransactions and remittances. And I've traveled a lot, and I've seen people work 2-3 jobs and try to get money home to their loved ones. And I've seen the Western Unions, the MoneyGrams, the RIAs, the bank wire fees and all that stuff. And I figured, well, shit, you know, and I swore, yeah, if you could just send funds in 2 or 3 seconds without fees, wouldn't that be a dream world? And that's what we created. So, you know, if someone is sending, you know, $4 to their auntie in Indonesia, they can actually do that. The only thing missing in the space at that point is what they call OTC. And I'm sure all the guys who are in crypto in this space, they understand that. And that's a location where you turn that flash into cash. But what we're doing is we're building a culture where you don't have to turn that flash into cash. You just use Flash in the Flash community. So we've got meat vendors in Venezuela that accept Flash. We've got restaurants in Strathcona that accept Flash. We've got jewelry stores that accept Flash. We've got car dealerships that are now accepting Flash. We've got people who are just, you know, visionary in the fact that they figure that, you know what, fiat might not be the best thing. And, you know, it's fees. You know what fiat means? Fees, right? We're, you know, and I've been working, with an individual who's become a massive mentor to me. He's the chief economist for PricewaterhouseCoopers in Central and Western Africa, and he's the head of financial services for the continent of Africa. And he's writing a paper about seigniorage. Now, I'm not going to get into it, but if you guys type in the word seigniorage into your, you know, your Oracle that you use, and I don't know what, you know, you're using for a search engine, but type in seigniorage and see what's happening and how the IMF and all these different organizations are making money from just making money. And, you know, Flash is, there's a finite amount of coins. We recognize, and if it's okay with you guys, I'm going to share actually something that we've written here with your permission, of course. I don't want to take up too much time here, but I think this is really cool and exciting. I'm going to go share screen, and I'm going to take this. Can you guys see that?
Yes, we can.
Let's see. So can you read that?
Yep.
Okay, read that out, Shine.
Flashcoin solution to Tesla's Bitcoin environmental issues. Keep going. Keep going. Earlier this year, Tesla announced its plans to accept Bitcoin as a payment
Hijo de puta, chupa pija, da 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 da. ¿Qué pasó, pa? No, no me saquen, ya lo saco. Es que necesito estar feliz en mi vida. No fui tan gil. Tenía que dar felicidad, boludo. Perdón, tenía que dar felicidad, ahí lo saco. Los puse contentos, no se quejen.
Ashton, it looks like you're the host, bro, so you're gonna need to mute.
Oh, weird. How did
Ashton
sorry,
become
Ashton.
the host?
Sorry, bro.
Exactly.
I talk Spanish, but I can talk English. I am...
That's funny.
No, ¿dónde te sentaste? ¿Qué te crees vos, pa?
Oh, your microphone's too loud,
¿Sabes que me vas a hablar mal a mí? La concha de tu madre, puto de mierda. ¿Me vas a hablar mal a mí? ¿Me faltas el respeto?
Sorry, everybody.
That's so funny. Okay. I think Angie, her internet must have dropped off, and it made Ashton the host by accident.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, there you go. So that was the Spanish version of what Shine was reading. So that's actually, it's a new crypto blockchain magic that automatically translates Shine's voice as he reads.
Thank you for doing that work.
Just kidding. Shine will continue.
Okay, the moral of the story is that you know, Elon's been doing a lot of disruption in the crypto space. And one of his most recent things is complaining about the amount of power that's involved in the greed and involved in actually acquiring Bitcoin. So, you know, this article goes on to state that Flashcoin has actually solved that. And, you know, we pre-mined our coins and we turn the mining fees to near minimal. We are really a community project. So people are, you know, it's built for the community, by the community, and operated by the community. So if Tesla wants to leverage the advantages of cryptocurrency payments, they can do it in an eco-friendly manner. and it's as simple as that. So this is going to be put out on a bunch of crypto blogs and get some newsletter writers. They're going to tweak it and make their version of it. But that's the latest of what we've done. You know, I really don't want to tout Flash. I just want to let everybody know on this call that whoever downloads the app, it's on Android and iOS. It's called Flashcoin, and on iOS it's called the CoinApps Flash Wallet. I'll give everybody who's on this call 50 coins, so you're actually in the crypto game. It'll be a gift from me to you on behalf of Shine and Crystal. But if you read down there, take it from here, Shine. Read that last 2 paragraphs.
In addition to P2P transfers, Flash also creates a sense of scarcity, leading to the increased demand for its native coin, Flashcoin. Since the entire supply of Flashcoin is fixed and no new coins will be created, it creates a sense of scarcity amongst users. The economics of supply and demand of Flashcoin further drives the rise in Flashcoin price. Moreover, the Flashcoin ecosystem also provides a digital wallet for users to store or hold their digital assets. It offers a complete solution that caters to retail investors, users sending cross-border remittances to their families, and even merchants starting to accept cryptocurrency payments. The ecosystem is designed to cater to the needs of various classes. With companies like Tesla choosing alternatives to Bitcoin, Flashcoin enables a cryptocurrency solution that caters to all the requirements.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
There you go. And
So, you know, so go ahead, Crystal.
I was going to say, and thank you so much for that gift, everyone. And Flash is actually one of our sponsors for tonight's Unite show.
Yeah.
So thank you, Flash, for doing that. And we actually, it's so new for us to have sponsors. It goes to show that we're getting big, hitting the big time when we've got sponsors. So we also have Rose Hope is our sponsor as well. Deanne is the, Rose Hope is Deanne's company. Deanne is part of Your Holistic Earth, and she's an amazing leader in the health and wellness industry. And check out the event page for Rose Hope's link to her amazing services. She does Akashic record readings, coaching, and all the amazing magic. So I'll get an
Does she
actual
accept crypto?
we will.
I'm sure she would.
We will talk to her. I'm sure she would. So there you go. We don't actually have her on the call tonight, but if you have any questions about Rose Hope or Flash, we're happy to hook you up. And thank you, James. So everybody on the call is going to get some Flash. So you can't say you're only crypto curious now. reach out to. How are they going to get their Flash, James? Are you going to share the link?
Well, they can just send you their emails, and I'll just send them all out one at a time.
Perfect. So
you have to download the Flash app on Android or iPhone, right?
Or CoinApps Flash wallet on iOS, or you can do the, we have a web version as well, wallet.flashcoin.io.
Awesome. So make sure the email that you send us is the same email that you signed up with, and then
Correct.
That'll be the smoothest way to go.
But I just want to express to everybody, because this is a crypto call, you know, when I speak at conferences and what have you, or I'm writing a paper or something like that, what I always try to tell people, and this is, you know, it might sound cliche, but it's really the simple truth for me, is that if you're in the crypto space, you're in there for one of two reasons. You either want to be part of science and technology and be part of something new, or you're a little bit greedy and you think that it's going to go up in value and you're going to make a bunch of money. Don't be fooled. There's a lot of work involved. It's not a get rich quick scheme. There's, you know, people have been toiling for decades now. Bitcoin's over 11 years old, and not everybody involved in Bitcoin makes money. So what I tell people is this: if you can't spend it, it's not real. I'll say it again. If you can't spend it, it's not real. So if you're buying crypto to hold and speculate that you're going to make some money, well, you better know how to sell it because you could be caught on the wrong side of that transaction very easily. So I wish everybody the best. I love you guys. You know, thank you so much. And if anybody on this on this call wants to get in touch with me, I'm a pretty easy guy to find. You can call me directly. I answer my phone all the time. Unless I'm busy, I won't answer it, but I'll call you back. That's my number. I got to run, guys. I love you all. I wish everybody the best. And I'll be back though. I got that call I got to do with in Ghana. So we got some work going on over there.
No
so remember, we're in 38 countries, 40 different languages, and 40 different currencies, and we're just getting started. James out.
Thanks so much for coming on. I love it.
Thank you, James. Excited to have you back in a minute.
Amazing. So so we have Ashton, Akshay, and Ram here. I think something that would be helpful for a lot of people who are listening is what's the basics of crypto and NFT? Where do you go? What exchange do you use? How do you buy it? How do you sell it? Like, what do people have to be careful around? Just like if someone was brand new or fairly new to crypto, what would you say?
Yeah, what's your elevator pitch for best ways to safely navigate the crypto world?
Great question. I'll start with a little tidbit on NFTs. All three of our projects, Akshay and Ram, they in one way or another overlap with NFTs, and NFTs are really interesting dynamic. And there's a little bit of a different ideology in purchasing NFTs, collecting them, holding on to them, than there are fungible currencies like all of the other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and such. Personally, I've played with NFTs a little bit, but I haven't really got into them as much as fungible currencies, because it is a really different type of investing and collecting. There are a lot of major brands that are already working with NFTs, and a lot of marketplaces where you can get art. Like if you're going to BitHappier, you can find NFTs of digital artwork from probably local artists, maybe more profound artists, artists that are looking at digitizing their artwork and you holding on to it, either just for the purpose of purchasing their art because you love it, or for the purpose of holding on to it for a store of value or for a potential increase in value in the future. If you're interested in sort of perusing a marketplace of NFTs, scouring with lots of different artists, one of the most popular NFT marketplaces is called OpenSea, and there's another one called Rarible, and those are sort of open marketplaces that have a variety of NFTs and digital artwork from a whole range of artists. But there are really big players that are starting to jump into the NFT space. One of the earliest players was the CryptoKitties, which they created the digital cats in 2017, and since then they actually, Dapper Labs, which is the founders who control CryptoKitties, they've created a suite of other NFT products, including the NBA Top Shot, which is actually the NBA themselves have created thousands of NFTs that you can buy, essentially basketball cards digitally, and with animated graphics and legitimate cards. And these NFTs are literally, it's like when people collect baseball cards or they collect artwork and you're getting the cards that are from the 60s and like decades old. Collectible items, generally the older they are, the more they're worth, right? And a lot of these big players that are coming into the NFT space, they understand that this is not just like as James said, it's like you're trying to make a quick dollar. Like, this is creating an immutable digital version of artwork and collectibles that they expect are going to be around for 100+ years. I recently just spoke with Quid, which is an NFT marketplace, which is owned by Animoca Brands. And I've had 5 different companies that are all owned by Animoca Brands come onto the Crypto Coin Show recently, with all different players in different ways that NFTs are being utilized within games. And Quid specifically is a marketplace that's working with over 300 of the major players in the game, like Marvel, all the Comic-Con stuff, Cartoon Network, like every kind of television show you can think of, they have all of them on there, and they're already starting to create NFTs. All of these major brands, Disney has NFTs on the Quid marketplace. They've built these kind of digital collectibles that they still are at the infancy because they haven't integrated all of the different financial products for you to utilize and create more utility around NFTs, but they're already starting to jump onto these digital collectible marketplaces. So it is very interesting, and the potential for this is limitless. We're just so early on right now.
Wow.
Very cool.
I've been listening to Gary Vee talk a lot about NFTs with his big project, the VeeFriends.com.
Yeah.
What he says is that this is there was Web 1.0, which was the web, the internet, Web 2.0, which was social networks, and that this is Web 3.0, and it's as big a shift as the first two were. And it feels a little bit weird the first time you hear that, because it's like, is it really that big of a deal? It's just digital. Like, whatever, it's not, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to people who might not be aware of it. But really smart people are saying that this is as big a shift as the creation of the web itself or of social networks, that it's going to really change the game and create a lot of innovation. And what he said is that with web, I guess, well, with both of them, there was a lot of action and a lot of hyped up valuation and companies that made a lot of money, and then at some point a lot of them died or went to very low valuations. And so what he's saying is that he believes that 90+% of the companies or projects in the NFT space and the crypto space are actually not going to be that valuable long term, because there's just so much froth right now and so many people are doing so much stuff. But there will be the Amazon or the big, the ones that actually end up creating a lot of value and making it. And I love what Ram said about that those companies are going to be the ones that lead with heart and that are actually making a difference. So yeah, please continue, actually, Ram.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope that that's the case. History has not exactly proven that, to be quite honest. But, it really depends how we code new value systems in, and that's, I think, a whole other conversation. Speaking to your point of if people want to get into crypto, well, again, be really mindful, that markets go up and markets go down really fast. It's highly volatile. Don't treat it like a get rich quick scheme. Like any investment, choose good projects and hold. Yeah. Really, that's it. Like, I would not say anything else. Don't trade. Don't be a trader. You don't have the sophistication. If you're asking this question, don't trade. Period. It's just, you'll lose money. Yeah. And general rule, it's also a Wall Street rule. So Ethereum, if Ethereum 2.0 rolls out and they switch to proof of stake, I mean, that token's going to do really well. There's certain tokens like that have really good potentials to grow. But you have to understand the industry to invest, like anything, like even the stock market. So don't get deluded by the tales of your neighbors who made a bunch of money and You may too. It's not saying you won't, but don't just throw it at the wall hoping it's your pension fund. It's not. We're kind of out of that market cycle anyways, in my belief. I still do think that it's a really good strategy to get early on in tokens. If you have personal relationships to founders of tokens that you believe in their project and you can really get in early, that's really where the majority of money is made anyways. So that's that. NFT.
Hint, Veeam token coming soon.
Yeah, hint at Veeam token coming soon, definitely. The other part is around NFTs. I think we're really early in the NFT game, really, really early. Like the 1155 contract that just came out is brilliant. It's changing the game and how they can be used. And so, the ERC 721 contract is, I think, going to be redundant really quickly. So we also have to remember that an NFT is a smart contract. That's what it is. It is a contract by its nature. And so when you're getting into that, there's been a lot of unveiling about these NFTs are basically a JPEG link, not even a JPEG, because you can't even embed that into the blockchain because it's too big. It's a link to a JPEG. So a lot of people they've sold an NFT, they've gone in the back end, they've swapped the link, and now you have something completely different. And they've been like, this is kind of a joke, right? So y'all need to be aware of that. That's why we're trying to change it so that the NFTs actually represent copyright objects. And we have a whole sophisticated protocol for how it represents and how it proves itself as a copyright object. I think those ones are going to do well. I think the ones that are just glorified JPEGs, I am really dubious about how well they'll do, to be quite honest. To be really mindful of that. Also be really mindful in the NFT space when you're buying replicates. Like, I wouldn't buy replicates. If there's an original piece of art that you're owning, that you own the copyright for, that's kind of cool. You can display that, because remember, 5 to 10 years out, we're going into the metaverse, right? Like, we're going into an interconnected VR, AR web, where if you look long term, those NFTs are going to become digital objects inside of a third layer of reality. And that's really where the interesting part of NFTs come in, is when you actually start to be able to have transactable objects in that space. So we're in super infancy stages right now. It's good to recognize that. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, James, you had something to add?
Yeah, so what I wanted to say that was super cool is I agree with the majority of what Ramayan was saying there. I'm not a token expert by any stretch of the imagination, but what I do know is when the smart contract thing was all the rage and everybody's freaking out about this, but yet they still haven't really made an economy from it. But thousands of other tokens that have kind of been copycats, which is kind of a waste of time without a business model or whatever the purpose is. But I want to let you know that people on the Bitcoin blockchain, every time there's a hash or transaction or a block is created, there's X amount of data that gets sent in that. And in a case of Flashcoin, I think it's about 48 or 60 bytes or something like that. And if you write something properly, you can actually smart contract on the Bitcoin blockchain as well. So throwing that out there. Cheers. Continue.
I just want to share our experience here at BitHappier. So we were building our platform on Ethereum. And as Ashton and Ramayan beautifully said, I mean, NFT is in very infancy stages. And for all the viewers, I mean, NFT is basically a digital certificate of authenticity. And what my team and I found through our experience, because we were using the ERC 721 protocol, I mean, the fees were just mind-boggling.
It's insane.
Just to deploy a contract was like, we were looking at $700-800 fees. And then just to run and send the information on the blockchain.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Ethereum blockchain, just to run a transaction, we were looking at $200-250 fees. And the whole interface, what Ramayan was saying earlier in the conversation, I mean, it's just the entry to barrier is so high. I mean, I've spoken to so many artists and I mean, they just find it so difficult. So this is where my team and I, we make that strategic switch. So we are building on now Flow blockchain, where they still have a web 2.0 interface. So anyone can just log in through their email and it will be a very simple interface. But just going to a broader point, I mean, when Ethereum switches from proof of work to proof of stake, I mean, Ethereum has a lot of reputation, lot of nodes that verify the data. I mean, it's very secure because for all the viewers, I mean, Ethereum is one blockchain, there are multiple blockchain, and you just have to make sure that who are the people supporting this blockchain and how does the data get verified. So no, we are very excited to switch to another blockchain, Flow blockchain, again, where the NBA Top Shot and CryptoKitties is being built on, so, or is currently operating. And for all the other viewers, I also want to say, I mean, think about it, when 2001 happened, building a website was just such a big deal, right? You had all those HTML, JavaScript coders, and they were in big demand. But what happened in 4, 5, 6 years? I mean, Wix, I think 2009, 10, when Wix came, they just gave that power to a common person. So, I mean, there are a lot of platforms right now where artists can go and actually create their own NFT. Actually, Rarible, they have come out with their own, another startup where actually any artist can go and create their own NFT based on Ethereum. So I personally feel that we will see a lot of this information will be easily shared and a lot of people can just go out and create their own NFT. It will just be as simple as creating the website. However, I think the bigger challenge right now is the interface, like just going through a lot of loops, and like how Shine was saying that, you know, they had to find an expert to create an account, have the public key and the private key, and so there are a lot of exciting opportunities. So we're excited.
Well, I think this is where we have to have a balance of being centralized and decentralized. I really do. That's I think what Flow has tried to do as well. Actually, I'd love to talk to you offline around that, around your experience with Flow, because I was looking into Flow and they looked like they had like no developer tools at all. So I was like, how are you finding out what to build and how to build? I just got in contact with the Flow guys as well. So I'm exploring that. Would love to chat more.
Absolutely, Ramayan. Yeah, would love to chat. Sure.
I'll drop you my email in the chat here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very good point about, you know, NFTs and the fact that everyday people can start creating NFTs of their own on Rarible or on OpenSea, and there are a lot of you know, things that are, because it's early on, there are technical barriers to entry, whether it's the transaction cost or if it's what are the blockchain, you know, what blockchain is it on, what protocol numbers are they using, what smart contracts are they using, all that stuff really, when we get to more maturity in NFTs being introduced into society, that stuff's going to be on the back end. Just as we don't ask, you know, what kind of programming language is Zoom using, and you know, what's the coding look like? We just click start video and get on there, right? But at the same time, it does present an opportunity for artists, you know, small artists that are looking to expand their market potential from just being a local artist to now posting their art digitally, and you know, having a worldwide platform where, you know, that not only can they potentially sell their artwork to a global audience, but they can also, you know, have one of the most important factors, I think, is this royalty and kickback functionality that are programmed into most of the NFTs that provide 10% resale back to the original artists, right? So if you happen to be a starving artist and you put all of your paintings onto Rarible and you sort of mint them as NFTs, and some people buy some, and you know, they happen to be a really good art collector and they resell them for 10 times the value, you're going to be getting a cut as an artist of that again and again with perpetuity, because the art is being resold, and you deserve to you know, get more of that as an artist if it appreciates later in the future. So although, you know, there are a lot of screenshots, you know, you can post on Rarible, you could post a screenshot of anything, a JPEG, and a lot of them don't have value. That's going to be, you know, a lot of people that are just looking to capitalize on these opportunities, but there are a lot of artists that should try and capitalize on these same opportunities because it's worth it to experiment.
Amazing. James, are you wanting to share something there? Oh. So I want to just step back from everything that you guys have been saying is so great. And for the people who are brand new, what I heard was, if you are going to invest in some sort of coin, and I guess for the record, there's no financial advice being given, invest at your own risk, of course, all that stuff. But what Ryan was saying is that if you are going to invest in crypto, doing something like, you know, Bitcoin or Ethereum is maybe a good idea because they're the biggest two. And then picking projects that you actually know and know about, and maybe know the founders or know that the project is a good project and has a chance of being around in 5 or 10 years and will do something good for the world. And I guess I'm hearing the same thing with the NFTs, that if you are going to buy something, who knows what's going to happen with it. But if you actually buy it because you like it and it's an art that you love or something like that, then there's some value there. Oh, James, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, when it comes to ICOs, IEOs, IPOs, anything like that, just make sure you do your extra due diligence, because I have from on high that there's going to be a whole bunch of projects that did such types of crowdfunding without proper due diligence or literature, and it can be quickly perceived as a security token. So make sure you're on the right side of that. You don't want to be caught up in that. It's always fun to be in on the ground floor, but if you did it in a manner that the powers that be deem it as you know, as a flaunt of the current system, you may want to watch out for that. But you know, in regards to new projects, of course, the people that are involved in the early days, you know, most often they do well, but some things take time. And so, you know, it's really important to understand that. Just to give you an example, I bought Dogecoin at 0.00018, and it's at like, what is it, 50 cents or something like that now. So, you know, it took 5 years, but you know, you gotta let it go. But people will say, well, Doge is still a joke, still to this day. And my answer to that is, be careful. You've got 3 founders that are in the billionaires Forbes list now, and they can afford the best programmers, the best marketers on the planet now. Yeah. So Doge could be a contender, a serious, legitimate contender. But when you take the amount of time that it takes for processing and fees and all that stuff, Flash is still the king.
I love it. So yeah, please let's Ron was mentioning proof of stake, which I'm brand new to this, but I think that most of the older cryptos are built on proof of work, which is what takes a lot of the energy intensive whatever. And then the proof of stake is a different, less energy intensive solution, and that Ethereum is maybe moving over there. Is that close?
Yeah. I don't know who wants to get into this one.
I would say, Ram, if I may, you know, maybe something more relevant to the audience that is getting into crypto would be to talk about that a lot of these platforms are sort of taking what is in DeFi in terms of being able to stake your coins and earn interest on them, and not necessarily them being on proof of stake, although Ethereum is moving towards that. I think the more relevant discussion is that there are a lot of platforms doing centralized finance and decentralized finance in ways that, you know, as opposed to just having money, let's just say you have money in your checking account, savings account. Hey, James, if you're done sharing your screen, could you turn that off so we can go back to full screen video?
I'm sorry, I thought Shine had to give it permission. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, so as I was saying, there's a lot of platforms where you can deposit your Bitcoin or Ethereum or stable coins and receive interest on those coins for having them in the platform. You know, and in the DeFi world where it's all built on smart contracts and it's decentralized and there's not a centralized entity that is working these returns for you, it's actually all through contracts. It's a lot more confusing, but there's also potentially higher rewards, but also higher risk. But there's a lot of platforms that have been fully established and reputable and backed by insurance, where you can deposit your Bitcoin and it is going to be protected there, and they're going to offer you 6% to 8% annual return just for having your Bitcoin in there. So if Bitcoin appreciates, you still have the same amount of Bitcoin plus that appreciation plus 6% more Bitcoin, as long as the APYs and the annual returns stay the same in that platform, right? So I recently just spoke with Celsius Network, Alex Mashinsky, on my YouTube channel, Crypto Coin Show, for the second time now. And they just reached $20 billion of assets under management, those assets being just Bitcoin and Ethereum and stablecoins in the Celsius Network application. And Alex, his motto is "Banks are not your friends." You know, he in his interview with me, he was wearing a shirt that says "Banks are not your friends." He really doesn't like banks. And the way that how he defines staking is essentially, it's very similar to the money that's in your checking account, you know, where the bank's like, okay, if you leave your money in the savings, you're going to get 2% or 1%, or it's so low nowadays, right? And you're getting a couple of dollars per year. Essentially, it's the same mechanism, but in Celsius, instead of Celsius as a company taking that percentage and then giving you a small amount, they're giving you most of it, right? So they dished out millions and millions of dollars of interest in rewards for people that are storing their Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. If you have, you know, USD Tether or USDC, which essentially stablecoin is a cryptocurrency that is going to be, for the most part, always $1. So you're not exposed to that volatility. If you buy Bitcoin and you sell it into a stablecoin, you can still have it as a cryptocurrency, but it's going to be worth the same amount. So you can anticipate that if you put $10,000 into Celsius app, it's going to be $10,000 next year. But you're also going to be getting, with stablecoins on Celsius, over 10% interest per year. So if you put in $100,000 of stablecoin into Celsius, next year you could have $110,000 or $112,000 dollars, which is quite a really high return. That's not even seen in traditional finance or the banking system anywhere. So this is a really interesting development. Yeah.
Wow, thank you for sharing.
And before we get into more, sorry everybody who was tuning in on Instagram, we lost you there for a minute. My phone did overheat. It is a little bit hot in here. So it was on an ice pack, has cooled, and now we're back to you on Instagram. We are, if you want the replay, you can see it. You go to Unite on Facebook, you can see us there and join the Zoom, and then we will be sharing the replay as well so you can hear what you missed. Otherwise, welcome to the Unite Show, and we're going to get into, we're answering some crypto questions in our Crypto for Good show here, and then we're going to, we're going to jump into some of your questions here momentarily. I think James was just going to finish up his thought here.
Yeah, so I've heard quite a few different groups that where staking is involved. Anytime you park your coins with anyone, folks, please try to make sure that you own your private keys, because there's all types of agencies and corporations that actually, once they have your Bitcoin in their possession, it's under their mind and management until you get it returned. I've heard of promises of 6%, 10% a year, 6%, 10% a month, but here's the fun thing about Bitcoin, because they still have 43% of the world's, projects are either built in Bitcoin, or they're built in the Ethereum platform, or they're built in their own unique platforms. If you look at the chart since day one and you just held your Bitcoin and didn't give it to anybody, you'd do better than 6 to 10% by holding it on your own, under your own management with your own keys. So before you go lend it out to other people, and because again, it's greed driven, right? Oh, I could get 6%. Well, buy Bitcoin today and call me a year from now. And if you didn't beat 6%, I'll buy your Bitcoin off you. And the other thing is if they said that they're going to pay you in Bitcoin, where are they getting the Bitcoin from?
Yeah,
I thought they're holding all your Bitcoin in their coffers to make money, right? And they're going to pay you in Bitcoin. Are they mining it? Are they buying it? Because they have to pay everybody, right? Do you know how hard it would be to buy 6% of $23 billion worth of Bitcoin? I challenge you this, guys, everybody on this call right now, find me 100 Bitcoins locally and I'll buy them all. It's hard, really hard. So try to find $2 billion worth of Bitcoin to pay you guys all back a year from now. I'd love to see it.
Very good points, James. And let me just address those for the people that aren't really understanding, right? So as you mentioned, there are a lot of different returns that people are trying to provide, and don't be fooled by HYIP, high yield investment return protocols, where they're offering absurd amounts. 10 to 12% per year is in a centralized financial platform per return is about as high as you can get fairly legitimately, right? And as a caution, as he said, it's if you don't own your private keys, which essentially is if you're putting the Bitcoin in a platform like Celsius Network, which actually Celsius Network is non-custodial, which means that you do own your private keys, and they don't have access to them. But there are other platforms like BlockFi, which is also storing billions under management and is backed by insurance, which is a custodial platform, which means that you do give your private keys to the company. And the reason that they're able to pay you in Bitcoin returns and other returns is the same reason that banks are able to pay you in interest, is because they're taking that money and they're loaning it out to other people at a higher interest rate. There's a lot of people that are doing degenerative trading, billions of dollars, that are borrowing Bitcoin and money, and they owe 10%, right? And then Celsius is taking your Bitcoin and lending it to them and then paying you 6% and taking the difference, right? And that's where that money's coming from. So there are, by no means would I recommend going to Celsius and BlockFi and putting 100% of your funds in one account and being like, well, I'm going to get, 6% return. And as you mentioned, Bitcoin and Ethereum are normally outperforming 6%, I would hope, right? And the thing is that you're still getting that appreciation, because if you put one Bitcoin in, you're going to get 1.06 Bitcoin. You're still going to get the appreciation of that Bitcoin dollar in the platform. If Bitcoin doubles, you're still getting that double plus 6% on top of it, plus the accruation of the Bitcoin doubling over the year while you're getting that 6%, right? So it is a great alternative to get extra interest on your coins, but you most likely are not going to be holding exclusively the private keys, as you do have to lend out your coins to the company so that they can lend it out to other people so that they can give you money, right? So there's risk involved in that. In, you know, if the company, even though these two that I'm talking about are worth billions of dollars and they're backed by insurance, nothing is 100% safe unless you exclusively own your private keys. And even then, don't lose them. Otherwise, it's not 100% safe. So hopefully that addresses some of the questions that you brought up there.
Amazing. We do want to make sure we have some time for our lovely community here to ask their questions. So that, I think that's where we're going to move here. And we also want to have a moment to share with you about Unite and our exciting updates as well. So I think we'll start with a few questions. If you want to raise your hand in the little reactions there. Also, if you're tuning in on any of our lives, please feel free to share your questions and we will ask them for you. And then we will hear the answers. So yeah, let's go to our gallery view so we can see everybody here. Thank you for sticking with us. I know it's hot, at least in Vancouver here, but I have definitely enjoyed this, even though my phone took a little break for a minute there and overheated. Yeah, so we would love to support. I know for myself, it definitely feels like there's a lot of information that's over my head, but as advanced as these guys are, they can also answer all your more fundamental questions as well. And I'm sure they'd be happy to do that. And remember, when you ask a question, it's not just for you, it's for everyone else too. So yeah, who has a question for these dudes? Apparently not a lot of bleeding, burning questions here.
I guess I have a question.
Oh, go.
Go, Curtis.
So I've heard you guys talk about like Bitcoin, lots of coins are built on Bitcoin, Ethereum, independent platforms. And if someone could speak to what does it mean, like what does the platform that your coin is built on mean? What's the difference between being built on Bitcoin, Ethereum, or an independent platform?
Good question. I guess I could start by just touching on it a little bit. One of the most important factors in terms of why is the technology that you're using the technology that you're using is because of the network effect, the interoperability, the usability of the platform, right? There's a reason that 90% to 95% of tokens and platforms are built on the Ethereum ecosystem. It's because it created the ERC20 standard, right? And having standards that work and make it interoperable with millions of other people really easily is going to make it more connected, sort of like how we're all connected through the internet. Prior to Ethereum being created, everyone had to have their own blockchain, and most people needed to start running a node to like try and use the blockchain or use the coins, right? And when the coins before Ethereum, they each had their own blockchain, you had to have your own wallet for each of those coins, right? And with all of these platforms building on top of Ethereum, utilizing the standard, you can now have a wallet that has 2,000 different coins that are all interchangeable, and especially through exchanges and even decentralized exchanges, utilizing no middleman and just code to switch between coins really easily, or to have dApps, decentralized applications, speaking to each other that are built on the same platform, allows for more interoperability and usability. And there are, one of the blockchains that has a lot of fundamental promise that I've had an interest in for many years is the Cosmos and Tendermint blockchain. And they just came out with the blockchain communication protocol layer, which essentially allows blockchains to speak to each other. And this is going to break down the barriers between these silos where, Ethereum can't really trade with Bitcoin very easily. But through this layer, all of the blockchains will be able to speak to each other. So as we progress into, more developed decentralized world, it won't matter as much. But essentially, right now, most people are going to be using on Ethereum, and you don't really need to know the intricacies of why, except that everything's compatible with each other.
Awesome, thanks, Ashton. Who else has a question? And Curtis, did that answer what you're asking for?
I'm still unclear as to how, like,
I could just throw in a little something if it helps. You know, there's Linux-based products. There's, you know, PC. There's, you know, Apple. There's Python. There's C++. It's a language. So, you know, pick the language that you like and build on it. That's the beautiful thing about blockchain and open source technology. I hope that helps.
Nice.
Thank you, James.
I'm curious if you get into one coin, like if you get into Bitcoin or Flash or Ethereum, does that mean that you're stuck in that lane, or can you go into multiple lanes?
In terms, do you mean in terms of the coin or in terms of developing onto the platform?
I'm looking at it as a user perspective, from a user's perspective.
Yeah. Right now, they don't really communicate with each other directly, although they don't really have a reason to communicate with each other, right? They often have different purposes. You know, the purpose of Bitcoin, one of the main purposes is to have it as a store of value, right? It's like having gold in a vault. It's one of the uses. So you're going to have that for that reason, you know, and then you might have Ether because you're running, you know, you're buying NFTs and it requires you to use the Ethereum protocol. So you're using it
Now,
for that
keep in
reason.
mind, NFTs is in just the last year and a half, guys. So, you know, this wasn't people's thoughts 2 years ago. And what you're going to be thinking 2 years from now, Curtis, could be completely different. So this is a fast evolving marketplace. Keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, it's all for, they all have specific purposes and reasons for creating unique technologies. And there's a reason that they didn't just build on top of Ethereum, and they have different purposes. You know, like I'm sure if you're utilizing Flash for transferring value and sending coins to somebody, it's going to be fast and it's going to be cheap. You know, if that's the specific reason that you're looking to transfer value fast and cheap, then it's likely that you're going to want to use that more than you're going to want to use Bitcoin or Ethereum. But if you're looking as a store of value, then you're probably going to want to use Bitcoin, right? And if you're looking at programming languages and creating contracts for, you know, let's say you want to create a real estate platform that allows you to put your mortgage on the blockchain, you might want to use Ethereum, right? There's different use cases for these different technologies.
And as a user of, like, a buyer of coins, you can buy any and all coins and it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean if you buy Bitcoin, you can still buy Ethereum, if that's what you were talking about too.
Totally, yeah. If you have a cryptocurrency exchange and the exchange itself is not on the blockchain, they have all of the blockchains in the back end, and they allow you to buy a little bit of Bitcoin and a little bit of Ethereum and a little bit of whatever other coin you'd like to buy, and you have it on their platform. If you withdraw it, you're gonna and keep it in your own wallet, you know, you're probably gonna have to have a different wallet for your Bitcoin and your Ethereum or your other blockchain. But in most apps, they can host multiple coins in with different blockchains now. But yeah, there's no, you know, you can't do this if you do that. You can utilize as much, you know, the platforms want you to be interoperable and they want you to work together, and they encourage the growth of using other blockchains because it's such a small niche area compared to traditional finance that if they don't work together, they're not really going to get to the next level of adoption, right?
So, but it's just a simple, in the simplest way. Let's say you're on a dating app. So let's say Tinder is Bitcoin, Bumble is Ethereum. So I mean, they are their own protocol. Right? So you won't see different matches on Bumble and the different matches on Tinder. They are their own world. You don't know what's going on in those dating apps, right? And based on what James was saying, everything is built differently. So what do you really want? I mean, we had Ashley Madison, you know, like, I mean, again, different protocols, different rules. What do you want? What you're looking for? And this is how the infrastructure is made, and what the use case looks like. It's different for different industries. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank
Amazing.
you guys for that. Bye-bye, Theta. Thank you for being here, darling.
Bye, sweetheart. Does that answer, Curtis?
Answers some questions, raises more.
Amazing.
It never ends.
It never ends. Actually, this was sparking these conversations for me, was reminding me of how much I think someone referred to the crypto space right now as kind of like the Wild West, when it was just such a thing thing. You know, you were hearing stories and people were saying things and selling you things that weren't real and selling you hacks on how to get gold and maps that didn't lead to anywhere and mines that didn't exist. And that, you know, it really is such a fun and exciting world. And I think it can feel scary and intense and overwhelming. And what I'm really excited for is to have more and more of these conversations where we're bringing the crypto NFT space in blockchain world into just our regular lives, bringing these conversations in and holding space for it. I'm very excited when we have, for anyone who's tuning in and doesn't know, Shine and I are building a online community connection social media platform for the health and wellness community. And one of the features we're building is the Love Stream. And what we're going to be doing on the Love Stream is basically streaming live all the time, any conversations like what Clubhouse is doing, but with video as well, any conversations that people want to have. And I think someone needs to hold a 24-hour crypto space and just, you know, have space where people can tune in and ask these questions and really get demystify this world and hear what's kind of coming down the pipe, what's the new things, what are the changes, because it really sounds like everything is changing really quickly, and it's a very exciting world. So I'm excited for the crypto channel on the Love Stream and to be able to tune in and learn a lot more, because we definitely couldn't cover everything in an hour and a half, although you guys have done a really good job at attempting that. And I really appreciated the different perspectives and the different ways of explaining things. That really helps me get stuff at a deeper level. So thank you guys.
Yeah, this is great. Any other questions on the Zoom? We have one on Instagram as well, or Facebook.
I have a question, because with my project, I got the money in Bitcoin. So when I'm finding, because I'm going to be paying people, and I'm just curious, like, so that it sounds like that's kind of a selling feature of finding a specific person to like help me with doing
Bitcoin.
Sorry? Well, it would be like, I've got a job for you. I need a videographer for this part, paying you in Bitcoin. Like that would be like, I want some Bitcoin. That's good.
Exactly.
So are you asking how to sell your Bitcoin or how to pay people in Bitcoin?
Well, I do need to know how to pay people in Bitcoin. Yes.
You have Bitcoin?
You can do it inside the wallet. You just have their address and you pay it just like an invoice. In the Flashcoin app, you've got send, receive, and request.
Okay.
So if someone wants to request the payment from you, they say, you know, Harmony, I understand you owe me $22. They can say, put your address in the space, put $22. It immediately convert your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, or your Flashcoin, whatever you're deciding to use. You'll get an email alert and you'll get an alert inside your app, and you just respond to it, and presto, it's done. And you'll get a timestamped receipt inside your app wallet, and it's as good as a CSV file. You can print it off for your accountant if you so choose to.
Okay.
That's so cool. So the Flashcoin app actually has different coins, and you can send and receive.
Correct.
That's pretty cool.
And then what I'm going to do, Harmony, for your use and anybody else's here, is I'm also going to send a link for an API from coinpayments.net, which is a locally built company. They got too big for Canada, and I think they're overseas now. but they're probably this world's first or second largest payment processor for online cryptocurrency transactions. Good friends of mine, really hardworking troop. But this API, you can just download it and you can add, we accept crypto within half an hour from now. It's literally that nimble. And then when it comes to, I think Ramayan was saying earlier about conversions, just be cautious, because certain platforms, the Bitcoin miners and the Ethereum miners, and especially in the last year, have gotten outrageous. So to send someone $16 in Bitcoin, it would take more time and more money in mining than it would cost to pay them probably, with FedEx.
Okay.
but I'm being facetious.
That's the one benefit of
Go ahead.
it's one of the benefit of some of the centralized exchanges, that they cover your gas fees. It's pretty much the only benefit that you want.
So now how scary is that to talk to a noob about, if you buy Ethereum, now you have to own gas? If you confuse people like that, they're never going to get into crypto, right? But it's a very valid point.
I'm wondering,
what is gas? There's a monster we haven't even heard about.
I'm wondering if I should be then just paying people cash from my own money and just keeping that Bitcoin. Does that sound like a better idea?
That's what I would
I
do.
mean,
if you're
it's
asking me.
both. It's both, right? Like I think part of like I just funny on this call, I just sent somebody Ethereum to pay them for something. I'm actually really trying to pay people in crypto because I want to create that understanding that this is really valuable. And if they get paid in crypto and they see it go up, they're going to be super stoked as well.
Yeah.
And be able to do it. My recommendation is when you're going to pay people in crypto, just let them know that it's a volatile asset and that if they really want to cash out, to cash out. Because I mean, I remember I got paid like 10K in crypto like a few weeks ago, and it was like, you know, Bitcoin was 56,000. And I looked, I went back and I was like, oh, it's 5K now. That's nice. You know, like cashed out that one, didn't even think about it, right? So you know, it's good to tell people who I don't care because I'm holding on. But for a lot of people, that would be like they get pissed.
Love it. There's a question on the chat, the live. How is Unite partnering with cryptocurrency and especially art NFTs? This is from Irail Ali, who's an artist.
I just want to say goodbye. I don't mean to interrupt you. I got to jump.
Amazing.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, super honored to be on this call with all of you.
Remind.
Yeah, look forward to connecting with you all deeper, and lovely to see so many familiar faces.
Yes.
You're back on the coast. We're gonna have a party.
Yeah. Let us know when you're.
We'll have a pool party at my place.
All right, let's do it.
Woo.
Deal.
Thank you so
Take
much,
care, everyone.
Ryan.
See you, brother. Thank you. So Irail, I don't know how to say his name. Irail Ali says, how is Unite partnering with cryptocurrency and especially art NFTs? Will it be easier to access tools or tech expertise in-house? Gosh, we haven't even thought about art NFTs yet. And so I'm sure that after this call, we need to chat with all these dudes about how we would do that. And we do have an idea of creating our own Love Coin or Unite Coin or something that would be kind of like a points system where when people buy something through the marketplace, they might get a bit of that coin, or that businesses could accept a percentage of that coin, or just any crypto potentially. We haven't thought that through yet. And so I know that Flash allows you to create a token, right? Through the Flash ecosystem. Is that right, James?
No, we would create it for you. But the nice thing about the sharing is that we have a feature in the app for anybody who's downloaded already called sharing. So if in your community, let's say everybody was shopping amongst, you know, all our loved ones in the Unite world, you could allocate a percentage of all your spending for certain causes. Like maybe Unite has to spend money on hosting, on maybe some special guests, on maybe hotels or whatever you're trying to do. You could have inside the wallet, inside the app, I'll just show you real quickly while we're talking, you can actually allocate. And I built this originally for communities, because when I travel, especially on the African continent, you've got villages that are, you know, they've got their chieftain or their mayor or whatever. And quite often the funds that come from, you know, the authoritative figure in that nation, those funds get squandered, you know, the streets don't get fixed, the hospital doesn't get improved, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. Inside the Flash app, you go to the drop down, it's called sharing. And in there, you can put a share percentage of what you want to share as a community. So let's say in this case, it's 3% of all my spending, and I go next. And then it gives me an address, a row, and a purpose. So I could say 10% of all my spending of the 3%, 10% of the 3% is going to go to Akshay, because he's handling security, and he's got some hacker friends that are going to keep us safe and secure. We add a row. 15% of the 3% goes to Harmony, because she's got a beautiful program for children and youth at risk. Add a row. 15% of the 3% is going to go to Ashton and his team, because he's going to do marketing, and we're going to spread the Unite love word around the world. The final 25% goes to whatever you want. So you can, and every individual that has a Flash wallet can do that. So as a community, if you've got a village of 5,000 people and they're doing commerce between each other, like if they're using the Love Coin in the case of Unite, you could allocate a certain percentage of that for your favorite charities, your favorite causes, or even things that are actual expenses. Like I said, like the hydro, you know, we need to keep the lights on in that beautiful home so they can continue to host people. Well, you could say 2% of my 3% goes to their hydro bill.
and you get a receipt, a timestamped receipt that says exactly where those dollars went. So in the case of the village, if you've got Curtis and his buddies who say, hey, we've got a pothole filling company, give us $500 and there'll be no more potholes on Main Street. Once they reach that $500 limit, you can actually change the address and say, now we're going to do it to Akshay and his friends who have a painting company. We're going to paint the church. Or you say we're going to do it for, our Auntie Rosarita, who's babysat every single kid in this village. She needs a new hip. She can't afford it. But guess what? If everybody puts 2% or the 3% towards her hip, she's walking around fresh and new.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's so cool. Yeah, we've thought about having an option for charities, especially so that, 5% of anything that you spend on Unite would go to your
right there.
charity. So that's so great.
Amazing.
Right there.
I also love what places like, even as mainstream as Whole Foods, and they do, do you want your $3 back for your reusable bag or whatever, or do you want to donate to one of these charities? And I used to love when they at Whole Foods, when you could touch stuff, when they would have the little like brochure or thing of like, which charity do you want to donate your 10 cents to, and this one is for this, and this one is for this, and this one is for this. So we're really excited. That's definitely on in the vision for Unite, is to have round up for charity, where you can all your purchases you can round up and pick the charity that you want to send it to. So we're really excited to incorporate that. The other piece that we're really wanting to do is exactly like one of you guys was talking about, I totally spaced on who was sharing it. I was so in the zone, talking about how we do want to keep, be able to kind of stop going back to cash, going back to mainstream currency. So on the platform, instead of, okay, you get your love coin and then you try and cash out and use your dollars, that you get your love coin and then you give it to your masseuse to pay for your massage, and then they use it to pay for their car repairs, and they use it to pay for their Airbnb stay, and they use it to pay for their graphic designer, and so on, so that we're really keeping, again, the love in the Unite family, and encouraging and supporting the people who do want to be part of a community that does have more of a focus on how can we kind of collaborate to do good in the world. Another fun feature that we keep batting around, we're not sure when this will come in. I feel like there's so many people, you guys included, on this call tonight doing amazing things, and there are so many ways that we can all support, but very infrequently I know exactly how I can plug in and support each one of you, or the charities or the causes that matter to you. And what we're really excited about creating is probably using some of this blockchain technology, having a way where you can see, okay, who's focused on water in the world, who's helping bring water to places. These are the water people. Here's some more water people. Here's the people that help the water people, the well building companies, and these people need this and these people need this, because it feels like there's so many people wanting to support people, and so many people doing good things, and there's not really a centralized way to find all that and to kind of be effective with our support. I feel like a lot of times I could donate my dollars, again, like James said too, removing the middlemen. I can donate, or Ashton was saying that too, where you're removing the middlemen so that the artists can get the money more directly. I feel like the mainstream way to support not-for-profits, to support people in other countries that could really use some funds, there's so many hurdles and there's so many people in between that it actually, your dollar of contribution is a penny by the time it reaches there. There's someone in our community who does a lovely fun yoga class, and they donate all the profits to her brother in China, who takes the money and just gives it to like 1 month to like a woman with like an 800 rescue dogs, street dogs, and feeds the 800 dogs for a month. And then they take the, the little bit of money and they give it to somebody else to put them through their semester of school. And because it's going from the class to the brother to the community, it actually gets to really have a huge impact. And that for me, everything from, yeah, my dollars as well as my time. There's so many times when I've got like a little bit of time where I could do some copywriting for someone. I could make a quick graphic for a not-for-profit if they need it. I could, you know, spruce up their site, but I don't know who needs what helps where. So again, we're so excited for the Unite platform to be something where we're actually uniting, bringing together these different forces for good and actually seeing where our time and money can have the most value and be the most effective and actually help things that really matter to us, instead of, I feel like so many of the mainstream causes, it's so diluted by the time it gets anywhere. So yeah.
If it's okay to add, just because of what you said, Crystal, what I think is really important, and Harmony spoke about it, and I'm sure there are some other people on this call. Don't think that you're just going to transition over tomorrow to crypto. It's not going to happen. It's very gradual, and the majority of people are still kind of, oh, jeepers, crypto. Yeah. So if you're a business owner and you're thinking about getting involved or at least accepting crypto, one, you have to understand your bank may not be too cool with that, number one. Number two is that the majority of people that come along are going to be curiosity seekers. So what you have to understand is it's maybe 1 in 2,000 people that come along even understand what crypto is and able to be able to spend it. So what I would suggest, anybody that's on this call that has a home business or they run their own business, whether it's national, international, local, or whatever, or even on web-based, keep this in mind, is that when you accept coin, think of it like spoilage, damage, breakage. Think of it like if you're a pizza owner and one of the guys leaves the pizza in the oven too long and it burns, you don't sell that pizza. So think of whatever those transactions are and just tuck it away and tuck it away and tuck it away and tuck it away. And then once you start building a stash of coins that is valuable enough, then it's time to worry about what do I do with it. But in the meantime, just keep tucking it away, because you'll be pleasantly surprised. 2 years goes by and all of a sudden you realize, oh my goodness, I held Doge from 2 years ago and my $400 worth of massages is now worth 180 million, right? What? Right? And it's possible. So, what I'm saying is that while you're in this transition period, think of it as damage, spoilage, loss, breakage, and just, pick the coins that you have an affinity towards. Pick coins that you read their white paper and you believe that there's a valuable addition to society, because there may be 10,000 coins out there, but there's probably about 80 coins that actually have any utility. So,
exactly.
So I just wanted to reflect what you're saying there.
That's such an important point too, and I think that's something that really speaks to what all of us are doing here, and why when people say, are you worried about, like, you're talking about what you're creating and you're talking about all these visions, maybe you shouldn't talk about it so much because people are going to steal it. And what I always tell people is what all of us are doing is a lot of work. It's not just, a get rich quick scheme for any of us. We're doing it because it's the only thing we can do, because we're so passionate about really seeing this happen in the world. We're going to do it no matter what. And I think that's a great point that James made there, is that incorporating crypto, including blockchain in your world, learning about NFTs, all these things, there's a learning curve up front. It's not going to be a seamless transition yet, but what's exciting is we're actually getting to be at the beginning of this world. We're actually getting to shape this world, which is super fun. And by just raising the vibration, even getting away from the physicalness of it, getting into Abraham Hicks' metaphysical world, the vibration of crypto and blockchain and NFTs and all this world, just flowing that energy toward it. Like Shine jokingly said that crypto is up today because the name of our show is Crypto for Good, and our focus is to bring more awareness so that we can do more good with this. And I really do think that even if you feel overwhelmed or confused by this world, or maybe it's not for me because I don't understand all the pieces, that just being present with it, asking questions about it, getting that it's totally a new world. And even our wonderful experts on the show tonight are only experts of it in the last 10, 12 years, because that's how young it is. It really isn't a generational thing yet. So the experts aren't that far ahead of you, and you can catch up and learn and actually, because it is changing so quickly, what they know too is going to change drastically. So thank you everyone for sticking with us through this amazing little delve into the crypto world. Please do keep asking your questions. One of the things that we do love so much to do, Shine and I, in Unite, on Unite, is connect people and share people, or share people with other people. We do love to share people. And when you have your questions and you pass them to us, especially Facebook, Unite Within, you can find us there. That's where you can find the replay as well for this call if you want to rewatch it and get more of the nuggets. Ask your questions there, and we will connect you with these guys and many more amazing people in this community that are doing this work. So it's not out of your reach to learn this stuff. It's just at the end of your fingertips.
Yeah. And I want to give a special thank you to James for helping us and actually hooking us up with some funding early on 5 years ago, connecting us with Coin Payments. Huge shout out to them. And Coin Payments, you can, if you're a business and you have a website, like James was saying, you can use them to accept crypto in your business. And so yeah, thank you so much, James, for supporting us and making those connections and kind of, you know, here we are 5 or 6 years later, bam, Wakanda forever. Yes, I love it. I love it.
And
So
we
really appreciate you.
We are really excited to incorporate all this into Unite, into the Unite platform. And we obviously don't know as much as all y'all do about this world. So we really do appreciate your love and support in helping us shape the crypto blockchain side of Unite and bringing that into a real usable place for our community, and also helping to educate our community like you have been doing tonight. So yeah, do check out our platform. It is live. You can go see it, www.unite.love. It is an early beta foundation right now. We've got the love feed up where you can post and share. You can message and connect with people in the community. Marketplace is coming up shortly. So that's going to be fun. We will be accepting Flashcoin. James going to help us out with that for sure. So yeah, please do check out Unite. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. And yeah, this has been amazing.
Any other questions from the Zoomers or the live streamers before we sign off? Anything, any of our amazing panelists of crypto awesome people want to share before we sign off?
Last thought, so inspiration to leave us with. The show has been brought to you by...
Thank you, M. Phoenix.
Aw, thank you.
It's a good sign when there's nothing left to be said. We're all in the post bliss. No, please.
I just want to say thank you, Shine and Crystal and Unite, for putting this all together. It's very well needed. There's so much to learn, and if we bring the meetings of the mind together and we can discuss all these crazy, innovative technologies and how they can help us and how they can do good, I think that this is a great step forward.
Yeah. Thank you, Ash. I really appreciate it.
And yeah, Shine and Crystal, thank you for what you guys are doing. You're bringing so much of positivity and light to the whole of universe. So much of love and gratitude, and very excited to see how things unfold for you guys and for all of us. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ash.
I'm excited to see how we can work together with Flash and EventChain and BitHappier, and like how can those different websites and platforms, you know, collaborate, and maybe that's through the blockchain. I don't know, but I'm excited to see how it works.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So excited. And for anyone who doesn't know and who is maybe just tuned in for the first time, we are the Unite Show, happening every Wednesday so far at 6 p.m. And next week we have an amazing set of speakers. We're getting into the health world. So please do check us out next week. We've got lovely health lovely health speakers. My words are gone. My brain is full of crypto. I can't even talk. Matthew Cosell, Cosmic Throat Singer, is going to be taking us away and getting us grounded in. So if you've never heard Matthew, amazing. As well as Andrew Resmer, who is from the Conscious Living Network, and also Dr.
Steve Young.
Steve Young, Dr. Steve Young. There you go. I made the banner. You'd think I remember his name. Dr. Steve Young talking about health next week. So we're excited to get to connect with you guys again. Thank you everyone for being with us here this week.
Yeah.
Thank you to our amazing speakers. Oh,
Thanks,
so good.
thanks, Rain Forbes.
Thanks for
Appreciate
all
you.
the love on the Zooms, on the lives. It really means so much to us when you guys tune in and send your waves and send your hearts. This is a passion project for us to connect with our community, to get to share wisdom from thought leaders like all of y'all. Please reach out if you do want to be on the show. We'd love to have you. And also tell us who you'd like to see on the show. We've got a board. We've got Oprah on the board. So, you know, anyone that you think we should be reaching out to, let us know and we'll get them on for you. So yeah.
Amazing. Anything before we sign off?
Just so much love.
We're doing so good.
We're doing.
I can't wait to have a friggin' party. My God,
Right.
I'm itching. I'm ready. Let's do it. Well, apparently June 15th, we might have a bump in the number of people we can have outside, up to 50 or something. So we're having a party as soon as that changes. Yeah.
Woohoo.
All right, everyone. I
Thank
love
you
you.
so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Akshay and Ram and
Yes.
James for your magical wisdom.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Love you all, everyone. Mwah. Harmony.